Hi, Chris here. Welcome to another Creating with Clipart. Today I'm going to show you my new Clipart pack of mermaids, tropical flowers, and all things under the sea. And more importantly, I'll show you how to use all these elements to make a birthday card using a watercolor mock-up. So I'm going to dive into Photoshop, and this is the mock-up I'm going to be showing you. It's part of my Watercolor Mockup Creator. All these products I'm going to put in the description below so you can have a look and see what those are all about. So this is just, if once you get rid of these instructions here, you can see that it is a watercolor paper mock-up, and I think that'll work up perfectly for our card today. So once you download the mermaids, you'll have a zip file and you'll open it up and all of these things will be inside. So there's arrangements, flowers and leaves, mermaids, pelicans, rocks, sea creatures, sea foliage, seashells, splashes, and bubbles. So today we're going to use, let's see, I'm going to go in, let's find our main mermaid first. You can see there are 10 of them, and all of them have different colors as well. Here, let's see. Different colors of skin tone, hair color, and, well, I guess it's not their outfit, but their scales. So that's how they look. So let's just go and find the one we're going to use today. We're going to use mermaid number 6, and I'm going to use this one here, mermaid 6, and she's going to have the red hair, or the orangey red hair, and the yellow scales. So actually first I'm going to show you how to use this. This mock-up, you have texture, so you can turn that on and off. You have some extra scratches and whatnot. You can just change the textures of this a little bit, but it's actually really simple to use. All you do is go here, it says add your artwork here. You want to just click inside the box here. So you just click on that, double click, and it opens up, and it looks fairly similar to before, but you just have this transparent background. So this is just where you'll add all your artwork, and then it will appear on here once we save it. So I'm going to go and just add a new layer. So by hitting the plus sign here, and I'm going to fill it in with a color, and I already have my swatches ready. So I'm just going to use this purple. I'm going to fill it in, and then I'm going to actually lock this layer just so I don't move it around. And then I'm going to go and grab my mermaid and drag her in and just size her down a little bit. Okay, so that's pretty simple to start with. I'm just going to put her over here, and then I'm going to click below on that layer because I'm going to put all the elements below. So let's go and create a scene with her. So I'm going to go back to I'm going to get we're going to let her sit on a rock because it looks like she's sitting. There's 3 of them here. I'm going to grab this one, rock 3, just drag it in, and I'm going to just use these little handles. I'm going to size it down and drag it down just to line up with her hands and her thumb here. There we go. And I'm going to use my arrows just to move that up a little bit more. Actually, let's make this a little bit bigger. Just fill up the space a little bit more. It's all about just moving things around and just getting them exactly where you want them. Okay, so that's pretty good. And then we can go and decorate our rock a little bit. We can go get some sea creatures. How about go and find some starfish? So I'm going to grab this guy here, and we can put him on the rock. Just scale him down. Maybe we can put him about here. Let's add a little pop color there, and that's great. All right. And why don't we put in some text just so we know it's a birthday card? I'm gonna just grab the white and my text tool. I'm gonna go to my characters palette, and I really like this little B font. I use it quite a bit. You can find that. I'll put a link in the description below too. I just found it off a Creative Market. And you can just go and select, or actually I'm going to make this a little bit smaller so we can see it. All right, maybe about 24. Let's see. Let's see how that goes. We'll write it out. So, happy birthday. Okay. I think we're going to need that bigger for sure. So I'm just going to do Command T, Control T on a PC, and I'm just going to drag that out. That'll allow us to transform. Right. Maybe she's about there. Okay, so far so good. All right, let's go and find some more characters to play with. So I'm gonna go and click on my starfish layer, just so that when I bring everything in, it's gonna be in below that. I love this little pelican here, so let's go grab him, drag him in, pelican number 2, and size him down, drag him over. And while I still have him in transforming, that's fine, you can leave it like that. You can just go to edit, transform, oops, let's get it up there, and flip horizontal. And there we go. Okay, let's see where we can place him. Oops. I'm just gonna lock that happy birthday because I'm gonna have trouble grabbing this guy. He might fit in there. I think that might work. Let's put him over top of the happy birthday so that he fills that in. We'll leave him there for now. I think that might work. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the starfish and I'm gonna go and do a little bit of, actually I'm going to do some background. I'm going to go to splash and bubbles. I'm going to grab these white bubbles, well, bubbles 2, and drag it in and resize. And this is just going to make this look a little bit more frothy down here. I mean, they really work for underwater, but I think I like the look of it here too. Something like that. And then I'm going to click on layer 1 and I'm going to bring in a wash here. These are great for backgrounds. You can use these on their own with just like a white background. It works really nicely. Or you can put this on a color, and actually I'm going to change the blending mode. I'm going to change it to maybe, well, the soft light looks nice. Yeah, maybe I'll leave it on the soft light, soft light, and just bring the opacity maybe to about 80%, just to give it a little texture. Okay, so I think we definitely need some more stuff in here, so I'm going to bring in some flowers. Let's go back to our flowers, and I can already go in there. Let's just clean these up. These are a bunch of pre-made arrangements, but I'm going to show you actually how I go about making these. So I'm going to go into the flowers and leaves because you can use them all individually and create your own arrangements. Let's just make it like that. So I'm going to do that. Well, let's pick this guy, and I'm going to get an orchid, and this one, and this one. Okay, I think those are going to be our flowers for this one. I'm just going to hit enter as they come in because I'm going to scale them all at once. So I'm going to select these, and I'm actually going to go Command G to group them. I'll say flowers, just to keep them all together. Actually, and I'm also going to lock this wash just so I don't accidentally move it around. So I'm going to select all these flowers, Command or Control T, and scale them down all at once. Bring them up here, and let's start and enter. And then I'll start arranging them. So I know I'm going to want this orchid down below. What I normally do when I'm arranging flowers, I look for a flower that's like this, more circular and straight on, or a down view, and then these ones are always going to be below it because you want this one to cover the stems. So that one is going to usually be at the top layer. So I'm going to drag flower 8 to the top, and that's going to be here in the corner. It's kind of, I think of it as my anchor flower, if that makes sense. And then I'm going to select this guy. I'm going to do Command or Control T, just spin him around, shrink him down a touch, and tuck him in there a bit. Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to do the white flower first. Stick him there. Bring this guy, Command or Control T, turn it, and then see how he tucks in there? That's nice. that kind of works. It looks more natural. So I'm going to rearrange this layer order. So this flower 13 is going to come below and it'll tuck in there. So that's better. These orchids, I'm going to go edit, transform, flip horizontal. So that goes that way. That leans in there nicer. Makes more sense. Maybe just a little bit bigger. And tuck them in there. Okay, I feel like I need one more. I'm gonna grab this one, flower 18, and just scale this guy down. And let's see, maybe a smidge bigger. Let's rotate. Slide him in there. Okay, so clearly we need some greenery. So I'm going to go and do that. So I'm going to pick the wash layer, and so I bring all these leaves in below. So I'm going to grab this one here and this one. So I'm actually just pushing Command or Control to select multiple ones. If you're wondering how I'm doing that. So just holding down my Command while I click. And that will allow me to get a few of these guys. Actually, I'm going to get this other color here and maybe this one. Okay, so I'm going to drag these all in, hit enter, and I'm just going to bring these into this group so they're below it though. And then Command or Control T to resize, just scale those down. Just approximate where we're going to need them, hit enter. Okay, so now we can start, let's just put this over here, start filling these in. All right, so Command and T, get that in there. Grab this guy, move him around, something like that. Oops, got the one below. Okay, this one needs to be bigger for sure. So let's do that. Actually, I think I'm going to flip this one. I'm going to flip it vertically. There we go. I just like the way the leaves are bending a little bit more there. This guy, let's bring him down, size him up. Looks good. Okay, and lastly, we'll get him in here. All right, that looks good. Now I have a gap here that I just want to fill in with some greenery. So I'm just going to go and click on one of my leaves. I'm going to do Command or Control J to duplicate, Command T, and just slide that behind. And then maybe I'll grab this one, Command J to duplicate, Command T to move, and pop that in the back there just to kind of fill it in. Okay, so that's good for that side. Now let's do this side here. I'm going to go back to my Finder. So I'm going to grab a few more flowers here. So I'm going to grab this one and this one. Again, Command to select multiple. This and this. And you know what? Let's put this guy in here too. Okay, so that we'll start with that. I've got to put this in this wrong group here. So let's bring that out. So I'm going to select those flowers. Take them up, I'm going to put them above the other flowers and then group them and just say flowers 2. Okay, so grab those flowers, Command T, scale them down. Okay, and then let's get arranging here. This guy can go over there, this guy, that. All right, move them out of the way. So this guy's gonna go over here. I'm gonna bring in some shells, and so I'm not gonna use this as my anchor flower this time. I'm gonna move it so it looks like it's tilting up towards the sun a little bit. Okay. I'm gonna move him up onto the top. Okay. And this one we'll just tuck in here. And actually I think I'm gonna bring that to the very top as well. Okay, let's just click on the flowers and bring in, I'm gonna do the shells next. We can come back to here to get the leaves in a minute, but I'm gonna go to the shells. I like adding the shells to the floral arrangements. I think it looks kind of nice. Gives it a little bit of a different texture. So I'm gonna grab these three, drag them in, select them all, Command T, and just bring them over here so I can see them a bit. Okay, I'm gonna bring this guy down here. Bring that up a little bit. Actually, I'll bring this shell to be on top. There it goes. Actually, no, one below that white flower. That makes more sense. Maybe I'll just size them up just a touch. Okay. This guy can tuck in here. And actually I'm gonna have him overlapping in here. There we go. Actually, yeah. And then this shell is gonna come up above it. So we have that overlapping. That. Okay, I think that'll be good. We'll see what it looks like once we get our leaves in. So let's go get those. Back to the, where am I going? Flowers and leaves. And I'm gonna get this one and this one. I'm gonna get one of these banana leaves. Let's see how we do with those to start. We'll bring them into this folder at the bottom and size them down. Put them over here. I'm gonna grab this guy and I'll be here. Actually, I want him to be over the water. So where's my rock? My rock is there, so I'm going to bring the rock below the flowers so that this leaf is going over that water part there. And I think what I can make happen is, yeah, I like that. Okay. So you can see how that looks kind of cool because it flows in. Kind of a nice transition. Those happy, well, I guess it's not a mistake, but not really planned. This kind of works. Okay. So you just keep moving things around, seeing where they look good, filling in the holes. Okay. And I think I'm going to fill in some more greenery here. Let's just maybe grab this guy, Command J to duplicate, Command T, and we'll just fill in some of this in there. Maybe we'll grab this one, Command J, Command T, fill in that so it's just nice and green in behind here. Okay. Perfect. So I think that works well. Let's see, maybe I'm gonna make her and the rock just a little bit bigger. So I've selected them both. I'm just gonna make that a little bit bigger. Okay. Filling up that space. See if we can make the pelican a little bit bigger, if that, I think that's all right. Okay. So now to make it show up on our mock-up, if you just go File, Save, or Command S. You don't do Save As, just do Save. And then you go back to your mock-up, that's where it'll show up. So that's how easy it is to use these mock-ups, and that's how easy it is to create a super cute card with using Clipart. It's even easier if you use the pre-made arrangements, but it's really fun. I encourage you to make your own too, because you know, you can make it super personal to you and stylize the way you want it for your project. Well, that's it for today. So I hope you enjoyed it and found some of these tips useful and it helps you with your projects. And if you did like it, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell icon so you can be notified of new tutorials just like this one in the future. I post every week and I'd love to see you back here. Thanks so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.